Hello and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing amazing today. We're going to do a collective reading. So let's hop right into it. Just a major intuitive download I was getting was just someone's missing you. Collective, your person is missing you big time, and they feel like, you know, the further that you've spent time apart, you've been able to really come into your own as individuals, but ultimately, the longer they spend away from you, the more they realize that they could be losing you. And for some of you, they feel like they're not going to be able to come back. It's been so long. So we're going to get some messages and see what this reading entails of. Welcome to everyone who joins in, and go ahead and like the video and subscribe if it resonates. Okay, so a few already coming out. Ooh. Yeah, so your person knows in the past it was like their toxic ways and behaviors is what came in between you and this connection, what put this relationship at a standstill. They ultimately know that they weren't taking this connection seriously. They were involved with other people. They could have been non-committal for some of you. And for others of you, this person just didn't see this relationship as a long-term connection. And it's like a lot has changed now. Judgment's here. So your person previously felt like this wasn't anything that was going to move forward, but something's woken up this person and now they want to come back to you. So let's get into it and see what messages are going to come out. Okay. But wow. With the Three of Pentacles, they're like slowly coming towards you. The world just fell down on my lap there. I'll keep shuffling, but the world. So it's almost like they feel like when the two of you are back in contact, their world opens back up. They're able to overcome any obstacles in the way. But for a lot of you, your DM chose someone else. They chose another relationship. They chose to go where they thought it was going to be more fruitful or more successful for them in the long run. And it didn't work out. Because ultimately they didn't have you, which is their person, the person that they wanted to be with. So as much as they thought maybe this other person had more to offer them, whether it was stability when it came to looks wise, or even just like financially, they could have seen this person as something more to offer. But then when it came down to it, they don't have the love that you do. This other person literally just left them in toxic ways as well. So wow, with the Devil in reverse too, the person that they were dealing with literally was more toxic to them than they were to you. So your person left you for someone who put them in their place. Let's just say that. The person they left you for could have definitely been non-committal, someone who kept secrets from them. And it's like your DM realizes that was their judgment. That was their karma owed from the way that they treated you in the past. Someone who is so committed to them, someone who's so loving and giving towards them. Now, wow, look at that. We've got the Eight of Wands in reverse. So it's all the woulda, shoulda, couldas, your person wishing they could come back towards you and say, hey, sorry that I did it this way. Wishing that we could like start over. That's the vibe I get. Your person wanting to come in and basically win you over in some way or another. So let's keep shuffling, see what actually comes out here. Wow, Six of Wands. So your person feels like you're leaving them. Feels like you're kind of walking away from them. You've got other people interested in you at this point and feeling like you might not even be interested in them anymore. You could have started to go cold shoulder on this person if they've been leaving you out in the cold for so long. And definitely this is the feeling that they get. So it's like the longer your DM doesn't communicate with you, the more they know that they're pushing this connection apart. But ultimately, the more they're intimidated to come towards you. So it's like a lose-lose situation for both of you right now. So this message is just to get some clarity to see if they're going to come towards you or if they're going to continue to stay in some sort of separation in their head, just wondering about the connection. Okay, so we had the world flip out on me before, and now it just did in reverse. So look at that. Your person really feels like unless the two of you come back together, there's no way that they're going to feel successful in this new chapter in their life. So for some of you, either you or your person, wow, I almost just said new person. Okay. So collective, do you have a new person? leave it in the comments right now if you've got a new person. That's really interesting. For some of you, that could be the case. DMs left it too long, and some of you are deciding to move on to some new love, regardless if it's your divine masculine. Now, this could also just be a fear of theirs. If you don't find that resonates, definitely, like, your person's like, are you going to leave for someone else? Because they feel like it would be the end of their happiness if you just walked away for good. So let's see what else comes out. Thank you so much, everyone that tunes in. Okay, 10 of Wands. So they definitely want to come in and like remind you as to why the two of you are meant to be together. If you catch my drift, they feel like for some of you, if you've been intimate before, that's all it's going to take is that like passionate connection back between the two of you to reignite the flame. Now, if this is someone new, they're wondering if that's going to be enough. If they come in all chivalrous but romantic at the same time, and wanting to maybe like, you know, your DM wants to throw down on you a bit. So let's just say that. Let's keep going, see what else comes out. If this is resonating, go ahead and like the video as we're just hopping into it. Thank you so much for the support. Okay. Wow, the Tower. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio, and if not, it's like a Tower moment's about to occur for your DM because they haven't come towards you in so long that they could either be depressed or it could be affecting their other relationships. Temperance, absolutely. Like they feel like there's a lack of stability or balance in their life. Knight of Pentacles, they definitely want to come in with an offer for you ASAP. Two of Pentacles, though, it's like they're kicking their feet, so they could see you, collective, doing really well right now. You could either be very abundant, successful. You could also just be on a glow up since the breakup. Really finding that you finally were able to give yourself that self-love back after this person could have drained you. For a lot of you, really taken away from either how you felt mentally. Being in separation with this person could have been very triggering for some of you. And if not, it's like you just felt very stressed out from the way that your person chose to end things, to walk away from you, and ultimately for a lot of you, leave you for someone else. Now, like I said, that was their judgment. That was their past karma to kind of overcome. With the Devil in reverse, it means they've let go of those toxic relationships or people that they've dealt with either since you or before you. It's like they've let go of all the baggage. Now all that's left for this DM to process is you and them. So this is why they're really struggling. I'm going to read this two ways for you because it's a collective reading. So say this is someone from the past. The Tower moment is they had that realization. You're the person they want to be with. There's no one else that makes them feel as good in love and in their life as you do, collective. As a partner, you just fit that spot. Now, if you're someone new, they feel like you'd be the only person that can fit that spot. This person, if they're new, they've gone a long time from relationship to relationship, trying to find someone that was either what they would consider on their level energetically or mature-wise, or when it comes to a relationship as well. I get the feeling if you're dealing with someone new, they often dated either people younger than them or less mature than them. And it was a cycle in itself that that person was dealing with. Now that they've met you, they're automatically seeing they want to move forward. But for a lot of you, this is your past DM from a long time going. So the realization is here, what have they been doing, wasting all this time, either between the two of you, spent with other relationships, spent being toxic. Like for some of you, this person definitely could deal with addictions or just non-committal, like totally just looking for hookups and casual relationships versus love. So this is where they really disconnected with you because the two of you could have met not at a time where either of you were looking for a long-term relationship, but it just sort of happened. And if that was the case, then automatically over time, you started to see your person for who they were, non-committal. Okay, so let's see what we got. Two of Pentacles, definitely could be dealing with an earth sign. We've got Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sag. Aquarius. Yeah, they know they messed up, though. It's like, I get the vibe your person just has been sitting at home kind of wallowing in their own misery for the last bit. But the thing is, it's like they're doing it to themselves because collective judgment day's here. It's like almost like their spirit team has given the okay to come towards you now. But they still haven't. They've still been the ones choosing to hold back, choosing to make this in a separation. Especially if that other person is out of their life now. They're almost the person that's literally put their life on hold. So the world in reverse, maybe that's what the tower moment really is for your DM. Huge realization that the longer they sit and dwell on the past and what the two of you went through, the longer that they're unable to come forward and make things right. Your person feels like you have a new person you're seeing or just multiple people interested in you. They could definitely be the type that keeps tabs on you either through social media or like if you two are either in the same neighborhood, the same city, stuff like that. They could be a little more closer. Depends on your situation. For someone out there, I get the vibe that the two of you work together and you're in this separation and it's a really big struggle. Having to see each other, but knowing your person could either be with someone else or just like not giving you the relationship that you deserved in the past. Queen of Swords. Yeah, it could have been an air sign between you. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But this person is definitely not in the picture anymore, but it's like your person could still be holding on to either what they did to you or the fact is that this person is in their energy. Wow, okay, so for some of you, this outside party could have gotten pregnant, and if not, they could have gotten like either a house together, they could have gotten a place together, something that like they have a contract together. It's not just easy for your DM just to walk away. Yeah, Divine Masculine's going to have this tower moment, this realization that it's like, what are they doing, right? If they want to be with you, they got to come towards you. And if not, they got to let you go. Knight of Wands in reverse. So like, look, this person saying you are it for them. They want to hook up with you intimately. They want to be with you. They want to be the person that you need. The person that protects you, loves you, cares for you. But then Two of Cups in reverse. They don't step up and they don't play that role. And it's almost like they're sitting back upset over the choices that they're making right now. Eight of Cups in reverse. The choice that they made to be non-committal to you. Wow. So Strength in reverse. They see you as their strength. They really see you as the person that lifts them up and inspires them to overcome any difficult situations. So without your love right now, it's like they're really feeling the effect of what they did to you. It's almost like a double punch to the gut because it's like normally when something bad happens, you could have been the person that really eased their mind, calmed them down, reassured them with your love. You could have even just been cuddly with them or really hands-on and just like positive. Definitely get the vibe, Divine Feminine, that you are the type in the relationship that you uplifted your person with your words. So you could have always shown them like a new outlook, another way to look at things, or even when your DM messed up or something happened, you were very much so more forgiving, understanding, and your person always loved that about you. So now that you're gone and they know that they've hurt you this bad, it's like your DM can't help but feel like they have no one to really explain or let out the fact that they hurt you. It's like too, for some of you, your DM has talked badly in the past about you to other people, their friends, their family. Eight of Wands in reverse. But they know they did it selfishly. They only did it so that they could have fun. So that they didn't have to stay committed to you with people judging them for walking away from a long-term commitment. Because the way that they left a lot of you was wrong. just out in the cold, some sort of tower moment, some sort of big switch up in order to create an ending. For a lot of you, this DM could have went off on you. They could have cheated on you, and they could have ghosted you even for some of you. However they did it, they could have even did all three of those things Spirit just said to say. For some of you, the divine femmes that really got that tough spiritual awakening, your DM did do all three of those things, and even at once. The way they handled themselves, they're embarrassed. They've grown a lot too, though, so let's not discredit them. They've definitely changed and evolved, and it was part of their lesson to learn not to hurt you. Because it's almost like that song, you don't know what you got till it's gone. Pave paradise and put up a parking lot. That song. So basically, your DM tried to replace you with what they thought was the next best thing, to ultimately realize that it takes work and it takes effort in a relationship. It's like, why would you pave over paradise just to make it something else? It takes time to build a city. So I hope you get that reference, because I tried to break it down in a different way. Oh, thank you so much, Ivy Queen. Absolutely. Welcome everyone just joining in. Go ahead and like the video if this resonates. Queen of Pentacles, or sorry, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh. So your person's got some financial constraints as well. Some stuff holding them back. Eight of Cups. They feel like you've got new suitors that have more than them. So this is what makes them nervous. Maybe you've leveled up, Divine Feminine. Now that, well, let me just bring that back a second. We know that Divine Feminine's leveled up, because Divine Masculine's been leveling up after Divine Feminine kind of started that new cycle. Once you walked away from this person, or they walked away hurting you, that's when it started. So the fact that you've grown up so much, Divine Masculine's starting to realize that you have people interested in you that are more of a high value than before. So for example, in the past, your person could have been someone that didn't have everything to offer, and now you can get anyone, basically. That's their concern, that you're going to pick someone who's got a better job, maybe more than them, more successful. And ultimately, it's like your DM knows that it's their fault if you did decide not to go back and you did decide to choose someone else, because they should have appreciated you when they had you. And now they feel like it's almost too little too late, but it's not stopping them. So we're really going to get some clarity if they're going to come forward here. So far, it's like they've got either a financial blockage. You could have some distance between you as well. And if not physical distance, absolutely emotional distance with the Strength in reverse. Like an emotional blockage, no communication, absolutely, for some of you. Could be dealing with a Leo, could be dealing with an earth sign, could be dealing with a water sign. Ooh, now for some of you, that is the equation of 1, 2, and third party right there. Put the roles how it fits for you. So let's get a few more messages. Welcome, welcome, everyone just joining in. With that Devil in reverse, though, it's like your person, one of their parents does not like you. I feel like it could be a mom energy more so, but it's like whoever they're closer to. So it could be different because this is a collective reading, but maybe for some of you, it's their dad, maybe it's their mom. They're really close. Maybe it's a brother. They're really close with someone in their immediate family. And so what they think about you, that opinion matters. And if it's not a brother, it's like a physical brother. It's like who they would consider a brother. You know, Divine Masculines, like they're bros, like longtime boys, maybe like grew up with them, or if not, just someone they would really consider to be like family. So with this here, it's like they really value their friend's opinion or their family's opinion. Queen of Cups in reverse. And wow, for some of you, it's like this person is the reason too for your DM acting the way they did. This person said that you were emotionally unbalanced or emotionally unavailable, that you weren't long-term material. And so initially, this could have been what really made this person act non-committal, like this relationship didn't mean as much as it did to them. And I feel like for some of you, if this person was really close to your person, while you dated, throughout the time, they tried to sway their mind to like you, but ultimately it's like your DM literally let this person's opinion come in the way. And part of their lessons too to learn was that they needed to stand up for you. If you truly are the person that's their soulmate, their twin, their be all end all, put it how it fits for you, but if this is your divine partner, then they wouldn't have left you out in the cold. And that's what you realize for a lot of you, collective, because Queen of Cups, it's like they literally tried to make you heartbroken. The way that they handled the ending, it left you heartbroken. It left you with a lot of no answers. Having to figure out why they did that or who they were with. And for some of you, you could have even found out through other people that they were dating so-and-so, or they were hooking up with so-and-so, or they were having fun, now friendly with so-and-so. However people put it to you. For some of you, people could have kind of put it gently in order to not break your heart even more. And for some of you, collective, it's like people that were close to you knew that your DM was moving on, and they didn't tell you. They didn't dare tell you because they didn't want you to go through more of a heartbreak. Now, ultimately, looking back, you could have even dropped some of those family or friends because they weren't honest with you about what they knew about your DM. And that's a whole other side story right here. But legit, just get that vibe that like either your best friend or your family, like your mom, your dad, your siblings, your aunts or uncles, someone knew that your person was stepping out on you, or that they were being either two-faced, like non-committal at the time before your DM and you went through this separation. They weren't committed to you, and they were making it known, not just to their friends, but either to your family or someone close to you. Now, this was the Tower moment too for a lot of you, realizing that people around you didn't have your back, because they could have said, after all said and done, if you did approach anyone about this situation, they didn't want to hurt you. They didn't want to hurt your feelings. But in reality, being honest was what you needed from all the people in the situation. Most importantly, your DM, your divine masculine, before anyone else. You needed honesty from this person. And instead, your DM went and kind of made Tower moments amongst other people. And like overall, it's like everyone just had a big Tower moment. And you had to pull away from a lot of people. So wow. DM's in a lot of regret if they know too that you have family disconnections because of this. They feel awful about that. Like they could know you're in a disconnect from either your parental figure, your sibling, or your best friend, someone really close to you, because of their actions. And this is the thing that breaks their heart the most and makes them feel like, well, yeah, Divine Feminine kind of does deserve to be with someone better at this point after the way that they've treated you. Now, really, all that said and done, it's like DM's had some major realizations. Because the DM you knew before, Divine Masculine wouldn't have said any of that. It wouldn't have came out of their mouth. They were more concerned for a lot of you with just having fun with the connection with you, but not making it serious. Like anytime you two had a very serious conversation, your person could have definitely been the type to either go ghost, go silent, or if you were with them, literally just kind of change the subject, talk about something else, anything to avoid those serious topics of discussion with you. And that had to do with either long-term connections or what they weren't being honest about. It's like near the end of the connection for a lot of you Divine Femmes, you started to have red flags going off everywhere. It was like spiritual wake-up calls, intuition, and your spirit guides literally like screaming in your ear, this is happening, this is happening. And you starting to be able to see it. Now that's when your DM started pulling back, because they started catching on that you were catching on to the fact that they weren't being honest. So when a lot of you met your DM, this person was non-committal from the start. And it was through you actually saying, no, this behavior is unacceptable. You wouldn't stand for it. You were their person and you wanted loyalty. They realized that that was unacceptable. It's like for a lot of you, your Divine Masculine dated people before you that didn't ever question them or how they lived their life when it came to a relationship. And you could have did that and questioned them how they lived their life even. You could have looked at this person certain ways that they acted, noticed they were immature or childish behaviors, and really shown this person a whole different side of life. Like, get the vibe to your divine masculine just loved to have a good time, party. They were all about the next big thing, whatever is going on socially. And it doesn't matter what age they were, if they were 20, 30, 40, 50, or even 60. This person was a socializer, could have been a drinker as well. Someone, if not, who just loved to be out and about with people they know from the past, meeting new people. This person could also had a job where they were more in the public. So that won't resonate for everyone, but like they could have even been a tradesman. They could have been something to do with like a big community type of work. However they did this though, basically they started to realize that every which way they had grown up and acted, it was non-committal and it was totally not fit for a good relationship between you and your divine masculine. And you had a lot of great qualities to offer a divine femme, but this one thing you were lacking for a lot of you was self-love. Because you really let this divine masculine kind of run the show, even though you knew, like I just said in this energy, you knew and you would call them out on how they were kind of living sometimes. And you did this in the best intentions though. That's the vibe I get. It wasn't like you were judgmental on your divine masculine or tried to ever put them down. It was just, you would show them that maybe sometimes they were very stubborn in their ways or thought that their way was the only way. And so you had this ability to really show your masculine, well, that their life and their opinion is just one out of the many in the world. So you really showed them a different side and perspective to life. And so this was a tower moment as well for them. It's like, boom, tower moment for the two of you together, but for different reasons. But notice how the both of you still impacted from this tragic event, from this series of unexplained emotions and built up frustration. It's like lack of communication. Biggest thing here that caused a lot of you to have a really big split was just a lack of communication. If your person would have been really honest with you about either them fearing being in a committed relationship or just their insecurities in general, if this person would have been a little less cold and a little more communicative with you versus the people around them, then your relationship would have went a lot further. But see, this person liked judgment there next to the devil. It's like they wanted everyone else's opinion before yours to do with your relationship. So even just saying that sounds funny. I mean, I don't know, but they went to maybe family, friends, everyone but the two of you to kind of talk about what was going on with the two of you. Welcome, everyone just joining in. Go ahead and like the video if it resonates for you. Oh, there we go. Lots to say. Okay. Queen of Wands. So definitely could have been a fire sign that came in between you and your person. Someone who like tried to seduce them to win them over. And this is past energy I definitely pick up. Four of Cups. Yeah, so your person in the past, your DM just had too many options. They could have had up to 4 people, so 3 other people other than you trying to get your person's attention while you two were committed. Now, I get the feeling you could have definitely knew that, and that could have been the tower moment, walking away, realizing this person wasn't committing to anybody. It wasn't just you, it wasn't anyone else, it was them. It was something going on with them, an insecurity, a fear. And how they were projecting it was they were involving a lot of people in this scenario. 4 cups. So like I said, up to 4 people. We got 44 likes there in the video. There you go. So you could add 3 other people your divine masculine was not necessarily pursuing, but that were pursuing them. So we got a few more messages. 5 pentacles. Wow. So they really feel left out in the cold. And they see that you are rebuilding since they've left. The two of you could have both suffered financially from the separation. See, wow. Spirit just said, okay, so your person too, big thing they are is very much so materialistic. So a big wake-up call for your divine masculine to realize the two of you are meant to be together is Spirit had to bring a tower moment by taking away some of their finances. Because your person could have been the type, or is the type, they really like to just forget about emotions. They'll put their drive into work or whatever they're passionate about, their career, their ambition, their finances, and for some of them, they have their own business. So normally that's what your person would do. But this wake-up call, that's the only way their spirit team could get through to them, was to somehow cause a tower moment in their finances to really wake them up. Now, Ace of Pentacles, look at that. So as soon as the two of you have this conversation come back together, everything starts moving again. Where there was previously blocks in either your money, your new cycles to come in, or just a feeling of stability, soon as the two of you come to this communication, that's when it starts coming back. But that's how it is, right? The two of you, this is what your person needed to realize. They didn't manifest anything that the way they did with you. They didn't feel as comfortable in love the way that they do with you. And most importantly, they didn't feel as emotionally balanced as they do with you. Now, if they were dealing with an air sign in the past, because we had that sword energy before, Queen of Swords, look at this. 5 of Swords in reverse. This person definitely caused a lot of conflict in their life. So your DM realized that this third party could have really just put themselves in the middle of your connection in order to bring the two of you in a separation. Yeah, Ace of Wands. Because this person knew once your DM hooked up with them, you would walk away. So for some of you, this was someone either that you knew or someone you were aware of. And that's exactly what happened. You walked away from this person. But see, everything had to happen in this situation the way it did. Now, not everyone will agree with this statement, but honestly, I truly believe for the most part, everything happens for a reason. And at the time, you might not understand why. There's so many things that'll happen and then things will happen. But if you look back, usually, right? And in this situation, this is how I'm going to compare it. If your DM didn't mess up, you'd still be in these tower moments, but together. For a lot of you divine feminines, you may have walked away, but for a lot of you, you wouldn't have had the realization of the self-love. You wouldn't have had the plain as fact proof that your person was stepping out the way that you did because it was with that person or however it happened. And for a lot of you, your DM didn't realize that they did want to be committed to you until after they lost you. So that chain of events, everything happening the way it did, is really what is bringing the two of you back together, and ultimately is what is creating this growth between the two of you. Temperance, and balancing out the situation for a lot of you. This is how your person sees you. Just a pretty little unicorn, divine feminine, just a beautiful being. They think you're such a radiant light being. You could be someone who loves crystals. You could work with crystals, as there's a ton of amethyst at the bottom there. And if not, you are someone who's super in tune with nature. You love to be outdoors. And for some of you, you could have either some tattoos or just a really funky style. 10 of Wands. There's your person, though. DM's like, can I come in and bring in the love stick yet? 10 sticks. All right, so let's get a few more messages, and then we're going to get some love messages from your DM, see what they want to say. For some of you, like, this person went on a series of, click off if this is a trigger warning for some, but for some of you, this person went on a series of, like, testing the waters with multiple people. So this could be a huge fear of theirs as well. They could know that you're the type. If they go and sleep around with a bunch of people, you're not going to take them back. Yeah, look at, wow. The tower just came out again. Absolutely. So your person, that's a huge thing. And in the past, this is why they weren't honest with you. Because they know once they're honest with you about how they've been not talking to you, doing their own thing, and kind of running around, They feel like you'll definitely walk away, Four of Swords. And they'll be in a heartbreak. Just in regret again. But it's like Spirit's telling them to go on and make the effort because it's no better than the situation the two of you are in now. Six of Swords in reverse. They feel like you're on your way on a new journey, on a new cycle in your life. And they feel like you've totally found new love. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay blessed as well. Sending light your way. Thanks for stopping by. Wow, so look at that. Knight of Wands in reverse. So, I am Spirit. So, kind of funny to deliver this message, but for... can't believe I'm saying this. They have not been intimate with anyone else. Not since the karmics have walked away. Not since you have walked away. They could have been in the past, but your person has been practicing celibacy like a lot of you have been. At least I get the vibe for the last month or so. But this is after them, like, for a long time choosing to just date around. Like, maybe your person was inexperienced. Maybe they just felt like they needed to go and really just date around. I get the vibe your person was super player vibes before. Okay. Yeah, I definitely get the vibe, like, depending where you live, depending, you know, if everything was open, but the last couple of years while your person and you have been in separation, or the last couple months, however it resonates, it's like your person could have been the type going out to the club, spending money on, like, bottles and dancers and, like, everything to do with non-committing stuff, which sounds like they had an awesome time. And for some of you, your DM maybe needed to experience that because maybe they've never experienced stuff like that in their life. And maybe they just knew that once they got in this connection with you, that was it. So they were like, oh no. Like, for some of them, they could have had this big fear they'll never get to experience these firsts that they'd never experienced. But what they came to realize is a lot of those were, like, empty. Like, going, you know, and spending a bunch of money on bottles at the club with their boys. I mean, ultimately, it's like they would much rather just sit at home and be with you, making dinner, having a bottle of wine with you or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they had to learn, though, by having those experiences. For some of you, possibly, like, they could have even done more extravagant experiences that they promised with you, with their friends, or even with these karmics. I know you don't want to hear that, but ultimately, as soon as they had that moment with that person, could have been something the two of you promised each other months or years before you were going to do. They just felt like, wow, why did they do that to you? Because it should have been with you. And for a lot of you, like, I just get this huge feeling like it was empty for them, for your divine masculine. So maybe the two of you had plans to travel somewhere in the world. And if not, you could have had plans to go somewhere for dinner or go see a specific site, something really different. And then they could have went and did it with someone else just to be like, wow, should have did it with you, collective. And they would have never told this other person that, but that would have definitely is the vibe I'm getting. They could have been like out at this amazing place that the two of you always talked about going, even an art gallery or a museum or an exhibit or like a dinner place, like really fancy 5-star cuisine. Could have been a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, something, or even you could have promised each other to go to Vegas and or Europe, and this person could have just went and did it with someone else. And as soon as they did, they were like, wow, what did they do? So, wow. And like I said, sorry if that was a little bit emotional to say, but really just feel like your person had to go through that. Didn't mean to trigger warning anyone, but it's like your person had to go through that because once they did, they realized they wish they did that with you. And for a lot of you, they're going to still come in and Spirit's saying, don't give them away. They might come in and do it with you still. But hey, it's not like you'll know. And if not, I get the feeling like if they did do that, they'll be honest with you about it. They'll be like, hey, did this with someone else. And I know we always talked about it. And For some of you, wow, that's going to be like them saying that was the moment they realized you were the person. There was no one else. Because they were trying to move on with someone else, trying to fill those shoes, and collective, you were the only person that they could think about. Even though they knew they should have been happy or moved on with someone else, here they were dreaming of you and knowing how many knives they put in your back. How many times they betrayed you, left you out in the cold. And look at, you overcame them every time. And for some of you, it's like you've even got a beautiful pink sachet of spiritual protection. Love it. Pink could be someone's favorite color. All right, let's see what else we got. Wow, bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups. Okay, this is how your person views you. Like, no matter what happened between the two of you, they think you handled yourself really well. Your person knew you to be a very emotional, sensitive person, so they felt like you were either going to freak out, say they had third parties, they thought you'd be the type to like message them and go all out, and you didn't do any of that. You totally handled yourself gracefully, and for a lot of you, you just said, you know what? It is what it is, and you just focused on that self-love and healing for yourself. And so that is a huge, I would say, turn on for some of them. They're just like shocked. They didn't expect you to be so well composed emotionally after the way that they treated you. It's like your DM feels like they're the more emotional one. So you could definitely be dealing with a water sign. And if not, they just feel super emotional. All right, so let's see what else we got. You know what? We're going to do a couple love messages. I'm nosy. What are they not saying? Okay, so we had a couple kind of flip over on my thumb. So let's see what we've got. Like stuck there. Oh, so maybe the two of you are kind of just talking, or you've had a brief conversation, nothing major. They're saying they want to be much more than friends. They're definitely not down with the friend vibe. Sweet. So look at this. Your DM really wants to come back and be like, can we just be in a relationship and forget everything that happened? Now, I feel like a lot of you are going to be like, that's so unrealistic. And this is what they're afraid of. So it says, when I look into your eyes, I get lost in the depths of them. They sparkle like an ocean full of unconditional love. I get lost for hours. That's so beautiful. And wow, you are so smart. It says, always leaving me intrigued. That is so funny because that absolutely goes with that there, right? So the way you handled the breakup and the separation, you surprised your masculine so much. Like, they're just thinking like, what a queen. For some of you, well, not for some, for all of you, I'd say on this one, you showed them how mature you were, and a lot of them are thinking you're a lot more mature than they were in the past. But now that kind of sped them up. That made them realize they had to get on top of their game and start being the man that you need them to be. So that's really beautiful. It's like your person stopped going out and partying. They started telling their friends no. They started telling people who asked them out for dates all the time no. Or for some of you, they just stopped replying. It's like your DM was the type that loved attention, so they literally used to entertain any message that they got from anyone. But then they started being very selective, and so they just really pulled back their energy from a lot of people. And specifically, your DM has pulled back their energy from everyone now and is just kind of focused on you if the two of you aren't talking. Okay, so let's see if we got any more messages. But you got this person intrigued. I feel like, Divine Femme, have you been on a glow up? Have you done anything different in your life? Do you got a new career? I mean, with this spiritual awakening, Divine Femme, you've either got a new career, a new look, or all of the above. And you definitely have a new attitude. And this is what your Divine Masculine notices about you the most. How positive you are. And it's like how much when they almost broke you, they didn't. They made you even stronger. And so your person, wow, I've never got this message from that. But you know what? This is a really beautiful message to deliver. Divine Masculine's like, you are so smart because every time they think they've got you figured out, you just impress them even more with how respectable you are, how much you unconditionally love them as well, because a lot of you just like really let them do their thing, even if they were being an idiot, not to say anyone's an idiot, but making silly choices when it came to your connection. Choosing to go wherever was fun and not really regarding the consequences. Yeah, the way you handled it and said, you know what, let this person learn the hard way what they had and lost. And oh yeah, this is what this message is right here. Them saying, shit, lost a real one. Lost one you don't know if you can ever get back. For some of you, I'm hearing goodbye. I don't know if that's going to resonate for everyone, but some of you Divine Femmes are saying you forgive, but you will not forget. Now, that's okay to forgive and not forget, but for some of you, really know that your person's changed too. Like, as a reader, let's talk about how this person has changed. Now, what I can see from the cards alone right here is your person has stopped going out. They have stopped giving their energy to third parties where they previously would have. They previously would have entertained those options. They previously would have flirted with those people, maybe even taken a couple of them out. And even though it wasn't anything serious to them, it would have been something that would have bothered you. But this was what your DM was doing in the past, either before you split or after, definitely when you split. Now they learned, okay, no, Divine Feminine is the only person for me. And for some of you, it's been a long time. It could have either been a few months. It could have either been a few years. Depends on your story. But all I will say is it's been a bit of time for all of you since the separation. And if you don't resonate with this message, definitely check out another one. But this specifically for a lot of you, it's been a long time. And this is why they're fearful to come back, because it took them maybe a year or 2 years even, and maybe them having multiple relationships for them to realize that you're their person and they feel like you're just over it. It could have been too many times that they've tried to come back, or too many times that they've messed up, been non-committal. Now, the biggest thing I'm here to deliver is if this truly, you know, your divine counterpart, it's up to you. It's really up to you. But ultimately, this person unconditionally loves you. So they're hoping in the same safe space that you will be willing to keep forgiving them. And they don't expect you to. Definitely not. That's what their fear is, because they think you're too smart for them now too. So in the past, when you first knew this Divine Masculine, they didn't know the full extent of your intelligence as well. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like the messages. They're just written, but yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad you like them. But yeah, so with this, it's just really signifying, though, with the Seven of Swords, ultimately, like, they know that all this extra baggage they got going on, they did it to themselves. If they've still got a Queen of Cups hanging on to them, they did it to themselves. And they look at you as their queen who is way too far away. Some of you have been wishing for their return. This is a newer deck, so I'm just getting to know the cards. But notice on there, it's like a cauldron thing, or not a cauldron, more of like a lamp, like a wish thing. So if anything, you have one wish, and that's for your person to get their act together and come back. That won't apply for all of you, but for some of you, you're like, how long do you have to wait for your person to step it up and realize that the two of you were meant to have this connection? Because a lot of you, divine feminines, knew either right away or pretty close into the connection that this was your person. Like, this person was a lot different than other connections you'd been in. And this is why you were willing to put up with their non-committal or immature ways. But then it got to be too much. Now, another thing your person has learned since separating is not to worry about the opinions of others so much. It's like they could have said something to the wrong person and got the wrong either advice or thing told to them about you or about someone else, and they learned the hard way that they shouldn't tell everyone their business. So maybe they asked a friend about you, what they should do, and this friend in the past could have said, hey, I heard divine feminines moved on. And so maybe that could have been a cause for the holdup as well for a few months. For some of you, your DM could have thought you had someone new because of them asking opinions from others, only to realize that person tried to hold them back from you and the connection. That could have been that energy before that wasn't really into the two of you being together. And if that's the case, they learned the hard way. They should have only kept the relationship between the two of you in the first place. Definitely get the vibe your person could love to wear printed shirts. You notice this, there is printed shirts on here. So your divine masculine could be the type that loves to wear like little button-up printed shirts. Okay, so let's see what else we got. Definitely feel like, though, ever since the two of you split, person hasn't had any good luck. They haven't had any big opportunities. They haven't had any huge new job promotions or any huge blessings. So that is one of the biggest reasons. Like I said, your DM was someone materialistic, so that's how their spirit team got through to them. The fact that you two separated and then they all of a sudden didn't have any opportunities anymore, I mean, as horrible as it is to say, that was the first thing that they noticed before realizing the emotional connection between the two of you. It was, wait, where's their opportunities? Because your person seemed like the type that was a bit of an opportunist. The divine masculine just wanted to be successful. So they were constantly going where they thought they were evolving, whether that be in a new relationship, a new connection, and they were constantly leaving others behind, and only to realize once they left you, they didn't either have like the same opportunities. Maybe you knew some important people, or maybe you just had this ability to really network for them. I feel like you had the ability to network for some of them. And then it's like when you pull back their energy, either they didn't have those people to talk to, they didn't feel like they could, or maybe they knew because they hurt you, it wasn't right for them to reach out to those network connections, however that resonates. But that's how they first started realizing they either lost financial opportunities or they started losing friends. Like, wow, for some of you, your DM was getting invited out to all these social places because of you, because of your connection. And then they would constantly show up without you, divine feminine. And so people that would invite them would be like, hey, where's divine feminine? And so this would cause tower moments as well, because all these people started to see your person out and about without you, and even saw them with other people. That won't resonate for everyone, but for some of you, they were entertaining other options, flirting around, and that's what could have caught them up to realizing once the two of you split, no one invited them out anymore. No one really kind of made the effort. And it's like, too, people could have been talking about how divine masculine was going on multiple dates or wasn't being loyal to divine feminine. Like, people that were loyal to you could have been pissed that your DM wasn't loyal to you, especially if you were the one networking, getting them opportunities with those same people. So I get the vibe you had a group of friends you were friends with for a long time, and then here your divine masculine comes in, could have slept with one of them, or just carelessly was flirting, hooking up with other people while hanging out with your friends, divine feminine, and not inviting you. Yeah, really messy if that happens. Divine Masculine started literally losing friends. People could have just stopped talking to them, unfollowed them. For others of you, like literally blocked them or deleted their number. Just like really just thought that your Divine Masculine had more respect for you or that they were different. And a lot of them were only close with your DM because of you. It was like your DM, your Divine Masculine, made friends with these people because of you. But then they were trying to almost go behind your back and hang out with them. And people started to catch on. Definitely. You could have lost some people as well. I feel like Divine Feminine, if you noticed your Divine Masculine was involved with third parties and was starting to talk to your friends. For some of you, you got to just pull back your energy from those people. Learned that you couldn't trust them anymore. That you couldn't let them know things about your life when they were running off and telling your Divine Masculine who wasn't being committed to you. Now, that won't resonate for everyone, but for some of you, definitely. Okay, so let's get a few more messages. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, split the deck. There's no one else for me, so this is probably what they're going to say to you. But they just feel like it's too little too late. If you lost friends and they lost friends, and they feel like, too, they're embarrassed to come back to you because of the judgments that they're going to have from not only you, but others. So, like, all those friends that they could have tried to make of yours that dropped them when the two of you broke up, they know that they'll have some explanations to do to you, to those people, and they know those people are going to run to you, Divine Feminine, and tell you what's up. And it's like a lot of you just walked away from those people because you knew that they were in communication with your person. They were almost like flying monkeys without realizing that they were. Because Divine Masculine was on some sneaky links or sneaky hookups with other people and literally was hanging out with your friends, not being honest about it. Okay, if this is resonating, let's get those likes up, please, and thank you. And I do appreciate you tuning in. It is a live reading. So we've got, I communicate to you through music. Sometimes when you hear a song and you think of me, it's a sign. So if some of you have no communication with your person right now, this is how they're trying to do it. They could be trying to send you a different song on the radio while you're at work or on shuffle. Could be at the gym. For others of you, could just be driving in your car, listening to it on the radio, and you just hear this song and you know. Definitely look for a sign over the next day. Next 24 hours. Tonight, tomorrow. Spirit said 24-hour cap. And I never, if you tune into my readings, I never say 24 hours. I always say a couple weeks, months, you know, maybe a week, depending on what it is. But I've never gotten 24 hours from a reading. So there you go. I assign specific lyric or a song, either shuffle, radio, something like this you're going to hear. And maybe even just in a store. Those are the best. You ever have that, collective? You know, when you're just in a store and the song playing, you know it was either just sent. It's just too special. I mean, happened quite a few times, but hopefully you guys can resonate with that. It's so beautiful sometimes. Like, okay, you hear a song you haven't heard in like 10, 15 years, and all of a sudden it's just playing in the store you walk into. You're like, wow, what? Like, this song even exists? Like, this is the best. And then it brings you back. One of those moments. For some of you, it's going to be a song that when you first started dating, the two of you resonated to. So however that fits for you. You two had a song when you first started dating. It's like a genre you both bonded over as well. So maybe something you previously both didn't like, but then together in the relationship, you both liked it. Okay, so we had one flip over. So DM says, nothing in this world is as precious as your love to me. May our connection grow stronger as each day passes. Definitely feel like this is them right now. The longer that the two of you are apart, the more and more they're falling in love with you. And the more it's creating this stagnancy in their own life because they haven't come towards their love. They feel like you're going to look at them like I just picture some divine feminine with their arms crossed, like batting your lashes or batting your eyes. Like, you got to be kidding me. But that's what divine masculine, that's what they picture when they feel like if they come back and they're like, listen, it's always been you. It'll always be you. That's what they feel like some of you are going to do. Just like absolutely turn them down. Any more messages? Then we'll do some more cards. So I just saw a message that just said something about, I don't want to be just friends. Okay, so any more messages here? So maybe the two of you are talking. For some of you, you're definitely back in each other's lives. Or maybe you've told this person you would be willing to be friends with them, but you don't want another connection. Wow, as if. What do you think about reconnecting? So there you go. They're definitely coming forward. Let's get some more cards and see what we can clarify for you. What are they doing right now? Let's be nosy. Are they thinking of the collective right now in this moment? Yes or no? Let's know. Do you see that? Okay. If you want to confirm that energy of that 10 of Cups, ultimate happiness, wish fulfillment that literally just flipped out, go ahead and like that video, because I just asked if your person right now, yes or no, are they thinking of you in this connection? And this is what they're thinking about. Family, be all, end all. You are where their heart is. You are their happiness. And they're ready. Like, there's no more question in their mind whether or not you are their person or whether or not they're going to come forward. Like, they are. They just need to figure out how they can do it in a way that you aren't going to automatically shut them down, that you're going to be more vulnerable or open to expressing how you feel back. Because in the past, for some of you, they did come back and you could have shut them down, said no, they hadn't healed yet. But yeah, now your person's like, let's have a family. If you have kids, that's all they can think about is coming back to those kids. That won't resonate for everyone. Maybe for some of you, you've got kids or you've got pets. Could be something, but I just get like they want to reunite this family. So I'm not sure if you have someone else you live with other than that. That's so beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. Yeah, your person like literally has just been like so frustrated when it comes to their emotions. Like, they could go through moments where they really freak out because they're just so unsure of what's happening between the two of you. They're not sure how to take what's happening in the connection anymore because it's been too long. Really glad this is resonating for you guys. Just reading this message here. This is a very interesting collective reading, loves. Wow. Wheel of Fortune in reverse 2 times. See? So, okay. That literally signifies as soon as the two of you come back together, blessings come in. Because the two of you separated. So you could be feeling this too as well, collective. For some of you, you could not be feeling unlucky, but just feeling a little bit stagnant. Like, you could maybe have been doing better. And if not, that won't resonate for everyone. But it's just saying when you come back together, things are going to be a lot more stable between the two of you. And a lot more of heavier energy, like in a positive sense. So the ball is going to start rolling. No more tower moments, no more stagnancy. And it's going to be more opportunity, if anything. Yeah, your person feels like you are their good luck charm. And while the two of you were separated, they felt like they dealt with a lot of snakes. A lot of low vibrational people that could have either taken from them financially or physically. Your person could have even left you and been involved with someone that was like super toxic towards them, the way they spoke to them. the way they treated them. For some of you, it's like, okay, wow. For some of you, your person could have either been ghosted by the person they were dealing with, or that person had a water sign that they were involved with. So your person could have either walked in on this other person with someone else. So that was like their karma. Getting cheated on the same way they cheated on you, but actually seeing it. For some of you, you could have seen your person cheating. That could have been the Tower moment for you guys as well. That won't resonate for everyone, but if that was the case, your person is absolutely terrified to come back. They think it's over. And they feel like this 10 of Cups is honestly only ever going to be a dream for the rest of their life. They don't feel like they'll ever be able to have it if you caught them cheating. Or if it's like someone you know, like really close to you. Some of you could have been like a best friend or like a sister, mother, someone who's like feminine energy close to you. That won't resonate with everyone though. But yeah, it's gone to the point. It's like your DM is ready just to jump out of any burning building just to come back to be with you. It's like, okay, what? Okay, wow. So it's like they've been through it all is how they feel like since the two of you have separated. They feel like all this stuff that they didn't know that you were talking about. So maybe you would be like, hey, you know, the way you're treating me isn't right in love, or the way you're not committing to me, divine masculine, it's not right, or the way that they were acting wasn't right. You could have told them and they could have not understood where you're coming from. But then when you guys separated, it's like they either had that same energy given back to them by their friends and this particular people that they were dating casually. And so then they realized, okay, no, they'd rather overcome anything to come back to you. Even if it means being like totally transparent and honest, because that's something they've avoided doing with you the entire relationship for some of you. Definitely. This person was scared of emotions. Queen of Cups, they honestly didn't know. They didn't think you were their person. They thought you were just someone they were going to sleep with and then it would be over in a couple months like the rest of them, to be honest. And then they realized that's not how it was with you, collective. And by that time, you were already gone. Now let's get a different deck and just see final messages, what this DM's next move is. Keep staying stuck in their head, or do they want to just let you know how they feel? Wow, okay. Wow, so that just slid that way when I was doing that. The Star, the Devil, Queen of Swords. There goes that air energy, man. Alright, so this is why they haven't come forward. They still have at least one or two of the people that they involved themselves with since the two of you have been in separation, chasing after them. Paying attention to them, their moves, their tabs, what they're up to. This is why they haven't come back. Because they're terrified if they come back and let you know what's up, then these two are going to come in and ruin it. Because it's like these two people that they used or were dating casually since you two split, they're pissed. They feel like they got used and dropped by your person. And they didn't feel the same love connection that you felt with your person, but if these are karmics, they're just holding on to their energy. So your person could have been dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn on top of you or after you. Double Capricorn energy here. And we've also got Aquarius with the Star. But yeah, they see you as the Star. They don't think any of these other options are it for them. And it's like they've got two little troublemakers in the back. And maybe for some of them, these two have already linked up. They've already talked the facts about DM being a little busy in the streets, being for the streets. Nine of Swords. Look at, and this is DM. Embarrassed. So for some of you, this is why they stopped going out. Because they hooked up with too many people. And then they started seeing each other everywhere, you know? Like, it didn't matter where this person went. They would always run into someone else they got messy with. So for some of you, your DM had like maybe up to... I mean, I don't want to say there were relationships, but it seems like maybe they had up to 9 people they slept with since you. So they could be appalled to come back because they know that if you knew that truth, there would be no new start. Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's the truth that you're not going to possibly find out from your person. This won't resonate with everyone. But, I mean, for some of you, this person's been a little busy and they know that you would just not accept that in between you and them being together. Especially if you know this person's the type to just run around in 1 hour and 11 minutes on the live, not really protect themselves or protect the health of others around them. It's like they could have definitely got someone pregnant, or if not, they're just kind of being careless. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they were a little busy. Okay, I hope you think this is funny, but do you know the song Do the Humpty Hump? Do the Humpty Hump? That's DM. That's what he was doing, and now he's literally like hiding in his room, embarrassed because everyone knows. 4 of Swords. Look at that. So definitely was up to 4 people. 4 to 9. Page of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. Well, there you go. At least it flipped around. But this is how they see you. As their Wheel of Fortune. As their saving grace. And for a lot of you, they know that you aren't running around with up to 9 people during this separation. So this is why they see you as such a... Christy. That's funny. Thank you so much for joining in. That's hilarious. Added a couple zeros on there. Yeah, feel free. This is collective. Make it resonate how it fits for your story. But hey, like I said, I see up to 9 there. So, oh wow. It's like... Yeah, literally like 9 of the dirty little secrets that the DMs got that were in his bed. Well, hey, Divine Feminine, at least they weren't in your bed. That is a whole message I'm not trying to channel right now if that resonates for someone. But we'll see what comes out in the cards. I mean, if it does, it does. Alright, 7 of Wands and Temperance. Okay, there are you just balancing out the situation, looking pretty. You're like, you've got your magic cup. You're all good there. You don't need anything else. Your one magical cup of happiness and peace. It's like a lot of you just found a new sense of peace and stability once walking away from this person. Even though it hurt, realizing that for some of you, you were draining yourself so bad trying to keep up with this person because they were either being dishonest with you or just the energy that they were taking from you was really draining. But 7 of Wands, so you definitely are changing a lot as well. You've entered some new cycles when it comes to either career or even meeting new people. I get the feeling like these are old relationships too that you've let go of since you and your DM split. So if those were any of the people that were kind of involved with your person and you knew, so you didn't really want to let them know on your business, those could be those relationships. You're starting to look back now saying, you know what, it's been enough time, maybe connecting back with some of those people, some of those lost family or friends that you hadn't. But notice how some of the plants are dying there. It like really signifies that you are going to use your discernment. You're going to pick what relationships are worth saving and which ones are worth just letting go of and moving forward in your life. Because some of those relationships may be beyond mending if those people did betray you in some type of way when it came to your DM. Especially if it was a Sagittarius energy there or a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sag. So final messages for this reading. 6 of Cups. Pardon me. So your person's worried you have options right now. 7 of Swords. They just hope when they come back you don't cut them off, that you'll at least be willing to hear them out. Because with this 3 of Cups in reverse, they're letting you know the end of third parties is here. They've let those people go. And the only reason they never came back sooner is because they either have 1 or 2 people that's still holding on to their energy. So it's like your DM's just trying to play it safe. You know, the thing is, though, that's why the Tower moments keep happening, because they've been trying to play this relationship safe for a lot of you for a long time. Wow, the World in reverse. And they know that there's no happiness without their babe. Without you, collective. 10 of Wands. Look at that. So with the 10 of Wands, they want to come in with a huge passionate offer. It's like reunited for days. Just, if your masculine's really strong, I picture them like they want to like pick you up, scoop you up in their arms and just say forgive them. However, you two are really like have your little special moments. Maybe you like to hold hands. The World in reverse though. And if there's any distance between you, that's coming to an end. Like, if the two of you live at a distance, this person wants to come to you. Definitely the vibe I get. Especially if you've experienced some sort of glow up recently. If you've, like, switched your appearance in any way. Or, like I said, you could have a new job for some of you. This person's like, wow. They're intrigued. All right, so let's see what other messages come out. Welcome, welcome, everyone just joining in. 6 of Wands. That is so funny. So look at that. They're like, they don't care about competition. They're just going to come in with that old, like, I don't want to say swagger, but like, however your DM like wins you over, like charm or like the words they use, they know how to sweet talk you. They know just what you like, whether that be like hand holding or them being very romantic and soft with you. Maybe the two of you like to go out for dinner or you go traveling. You could go for hikes. However that like really they get to your soft spot, make you all gooey. That's what they're going to do. And I meant melt your heart, okay? I didn't mean that any other way. Melting your heart. Being a sweetheart. 6 of Swords. Yeah, look at, they're like, we're ready to cross any bridge to come to you. And for some of you, they're traveling either across sea. Wow. So some of you, they could be traveling a long distance. And I never saw this message before, but So before we had the message from your DM, I'm planning a surprise. And if you notice, this person is cloaked. So maybe your DM's coming to surprise you and is going to be a total surprise. Like, you're not even going to know. They could be, like, literally not as themselves, if that makes sense. Like, totally a surprise. Like, you know when, like, people jump out of, like, a box or something? Like, hey, it's me. Or out of a cake. That could be what it is. Thank you so much for the donation. So, yeah, look at that. 6 of Swords. Imagine they're like, here I am. surprise. Very interesting. I think it'd be pretty cool if they came out of a cake, though. Is it any Divine Feminine's birthdays coming up over the next month or so? Because I'm getting, like, if you are part of this season, could be either Aries or Taurus vibes. Could be Pisces. Maybe you just celebrated a birthday and this person wants to pop up on you for a little late birthday surprise. Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it's like they've been holding all this passion back for far too long for some of you. Long time coming. Nine of Cups in reverse. And the Emperor. Wow, your DM has evolved. If you aren't dealing with an Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, and specifically Aries or Taurus with the Emperor here, your person has really embodied that role, that business savvy person. For some of you, this person specifically owns their own business or is very much so successful. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. Seven of Pentacles. That is so beautiful. So they're growing and they're building. They're building something on the side for you. This could be what the surprise is. Possibly a plan to bring the two of you closer together. So whether they want to move closer to you or they want you to move closer to them. And if it's not a distance between you, it's just the fact that there's no communication. They want to close that gap, that no communication. They want to be able to have constant open communication, which is something they never gave to you before. So that's a huge realization. So final message, are they coming in over the next week? We're going to start doing a few yes or no's for you. We've got Three of Swords at the bottom. So for some of you, this person's still wallowing in their own sadness about it. Instead of making any moves, they're just going to be sad. Big sad, big mad. Well, hey, unless they're watching the reading, I don't know if it'll be that quick. But you never know. Maybe we got some cross watchers in the house. If not, send the video link over that way. All right, so we've got the Eight of Wands. Look at that. So 8 days, 8 weeks. There you go. Definitely over the next week for some of you. Now, this reading is definitely talking about someone who is in separation. Like, they've already walked away from their karmics. They're not involved with anyone else. Your person already went through all that difficult separation from these people. This is how they evolved. They had their realizations. Look at the Lovers in reverse when I split the deck there. So we're going to shuffle, but ultimately the Lovers in reverse is literally signifying that they dropped all those other people they were involved with, anyone they were romantically or physically involved with. There's no longer any connections there. So that's a huge thing, because for a lot of you, this has been a long time coming. This person's been almost like seeing how long they can go without coming back to you. For some of you, I mean, definitely. Seven of Wands. And the Emperor. Look at that. So we had the Emperor twice now. That's beautiful. Your person's going to come in a whole new improved person. The only thing that they're holding back from you is the fact that they have this Nine of Swords. So they could have slept with multiple people while the two of you were on this little breakup. And for some of you, that's going to be a no. For others of you, it's like, it's not a big deal, but I don't know. All I got to say is this is a collective reading, so you can do whatever y'all would like to do. Follow your own heart and your own guidance. This is just some clarity for you on the situation. But if your person has slept with up to 9 people and they aren't honest with you about it, are they being honest with you about everything? Just consider that, and consider your health and their health and all that kind of stuff. Because if your person can't be coming back fully 100% honest, how do you know you can trust them? Thank you so much for the donation. And that's all it comes down to, is just being aware that making sure they are completely transparent with you about what they've been up to. And for some of you, this person's going to say they don't owe you that. But for a lot of you, your DM knows that that's the only way you're going to take them back. And you have every right. Absolutely. If you are intimate with someone, you have every right to ask. Absolutely. And if that person can't be honest with you about it, then that might be someone hiding other things, and it might not be a relationship you would want to re-enter. So we've got the 5 of Wands and the Hierophant. So your person does want marriage with you. They see you as loyal and long-term committed. You could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sag, or a Taurus, or a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Can you find messages here? They want to come in, though, and they definitely want to come in and say, like, can we have a commitment now? They're not going to come in and say to casually see each other or anything. When they come into you, it's going to be, can the two of you be dating? They don't want to waste time. They're going to want to be more serious, and they'll definitely let you know there's no one from the back. But just make sure, this is the one thing that I guess I would advise as a reader, is just to be aware whether or not they're going to be honest with you about these 9 people. These multiple other parties in between the two of you. Because collective, you do have that right. If your person wants to marry you and come back, they should have an explanation as to why they left you out in the cold for so long. And if your person can't give that to you, it doesn't matter if it's divine masculine, divine feminine, twin flame this, twin flame that, anything. You deserve better. You deserve honesty and transparency, and someone who is willing to communicate with you, even about those difficult things. Because for a lot of you, the whole reason it didn't work out in the first place was divine masculine running away every time you brought up those difficult conversations, or you asked them or told them anything they didn't want to hear. Like if you ever brought up them being non-committal, or if you ever brought up them maybe putting themselves before the relationship. Because there's a way to be respectful in a relationship, and for some of you, it's like this person disregarded that the two of you were even in a relationship, and everyone but you kind of knew it. And it took this separation for you to really figure that out. All right, so final messages. We got 2 spots for clarifiers. Now, 2 of Swords. I was going to say 10 of Swords. We got the 2 of Swords. So it looks like your person's really defensive. They're debating it. They're debating going into the situation with you with like a blindfold on, pretending like they don't have anything to say. So for some of you, wow, they're going to be really like, oh no, they haven't been with anyone. Just because they know that you won't take back that behavior. And that's the thing though, because it could honestly just set for an uneven ground from the start, because if they come back in with dishonesty, there's no way that the two of you are going to be able to build on a solid foundation. The Lover's in reverse. Look at it. And it's going to be about past lovers, people that they dated or they slept with. So, you know, through all this, it's like divine masculine has learned what their 10 of Cups is, where their true happiness is. But if they're unable to be honest with you, then this cycle is just going to happen again. And I know that you guys do not want to hear that. Absolutely not. Divine feminine, divine masculine, nor like, I doubt, want to hear that. Okay, so let's see if we have any more messages. Well, that's just it, right? Like, everyone deserves just honesty in this situation. 6 of Pentacles. And look at that. This is what keeps your person up at night as well. They've got other feminines that are willing to, like, bow down to them. We're not going to say they're divine, and we're not going to say they're karmic, because you don't know. Because this person seems to have had a few. But definitely they know that you are their divine feminine. We're not going to say, because like I said, if they had up to 6 to 9 other people, I mean, we can't say all those feminines or however it resonates for you weren't good people or good partners. We just know this person was non-committal, that's for sure. But with this 6 of Pentacles, it's like your person still has at least 2 people that are willing to bow down and do anything for them, but they want to be with you, so this is where they're torn. Especially if you're the one that's not willing to take them back. Okay, so I almost had one flip over, but then it didn't. Gotta love it, eh? Alright, let's see. Any final messages? I really hope this is resonating for you guys. So that's crazy, though, to think that your person, like, they know they want to be with you, but look at them. They're still kind of entertaining the fact that they have all these other people that are into them. I think it's an ego thing for your divine masculine. I don't think they've gone through the full awakening yet for some of you. Because it's like they would have already come back and they wouldn't be trying to sit on this situation any longer. Yeah, 4 of Wands in reverse. And if you notice it's in the upright, it's total harmony, happiness, passion. But it's in reverse. So the 2 of you disconnected, them feeling like that is not going to be a thing again. Or even if it is, that they feel like it's not going to be the same as it once was. How close and deep the connection used to be. Ace of Pentacles. And they think for some of you that you are going to find someone who's more successful than them, or that you already have since the split. Because for a lot of you, this is what they did to you. They left for another opportunity, for a new job, or for a new person with more money, more material wealth. And so they feel like that's their karma, you doing the same back. But see, divine feminine, it's like that's not your move. So wow, if you just tuned in now, earlier we had a message that said divine masculine just had a lot of respect for how smart you are, and it really just had to do with how you handled yourself in the maturity of the ending of the relationship, and definitely get that vibe even more now. So we've got Knight of Wands and Page of Wands in reverse. That is so funny because those came out in a spread earlier with the, I'm telling you, someone's divine masculine wears those button-up, like, graphic print collar shirts or button-up shirts, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, look at this one, has lizards on it. They must wear, like, neon ones or something. Maybe your masculine's very trendy. Okay, whose masculine's got a yellow jacket? Yellow jacket or a yellow button-up shirt, possibly lime green. That is hilarious. Love it. Never saw this as well, but your masculine definitely is tall for a lot of you. This person is about 5'9", 6'2", in between there. That resonates for you. Page of Wands in reverse, representing as well. They could be a bit younger than you. And if not, you are the younger one. One of you is a bit younger. Wow, so look at that. The Hanged Unicorn in reverse. There's your person. Finally, all their actions caught up to them. Finally, everything they chose to do selfishly caught up to them. And it's like, okay, so it's in reverse as well. So they know that you freed yourself from the situation. You walked away a long time ago. And this person spent way too long not catching up. And now they feel stuck in this situation all by themselves. Could have been up to 7 months. You guys have been broken up. And wow, even more confirmation on that. Like 7 to 9 people. Could be 7 people. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this person, man. It's like you basically turned this player into someone who wants to commit, but they feel like they lost you. Aww. 2 of Cups in reverse again. This is what I mean. So, final outcome for this reading, you guys. Honestly, your person feels like they lost you. Your DM, I really didn't think it was going to end like this, but at this moment in time, this update, DM feels like you were their wish fulfillment. You actually ended up being the place they would have been the most successful to when it came to abundance, career, finance, love. But ultimately what they did was they picked someone else. And with the 2 of Cups in reverse, they just feel like this situation is either over or that you're just going to reject them. And so for a lot of you, I'll get a few more clarifiers, but that's definitely is just showing this is why if your person hasn't made any moves, you could know they either watch you or stalk your social media or keep tabs on you. This is why, because they're just not ready to come forward, but they have a lot of love for you as well. 2 of Swords. So there's your person. They're going to continue to go on about their life, miserable, but not connecting to you. I got to be honest. For some of you, it's like if they're still involved with either a Queen of Cups or a Queen of Swords, so a water sign or an air sign, if they're involved with either of those signs still, they're just going to keep hanging on to that person and pretending they're happy, putting on a show in front of these other people. For a lot of you, putting on a show, pretending they're happy in this committed relationship or this person they've been involved with other than you, in order just to not come back and get rejected. It's like your person can't, it's nuts, but it's like your person put you through all that, but they can't handle it. There's no way they feel like they could come back to you and have the chance of having you say no and break their heart. So definitely interesting energy. You and your person could be dreaming about each other. I feel like your person's definitely come forward to you in your dream. With the 3 of Pentacles there. Wow, yeah, this person's definitely come towards you in your dream. It's like they came towards you in a different place. A place where your guard would be down. Emotionally, mentally, and where you wouldn't be blocked from not communicating with them. So a lot of you, if you have this person on block and there's no communication, they're trying to communicate to you in your dream state because they feel like that's the only way they'll get through to you. So if you are dreaming about this person a lot, it is real. That is them trying to communicate to you. And you'll know because it'll be very repetitive. It's not going to just be like a one-off thing. It's going to be you've had the same couple of dreams, same couple of communications. Possibly, I feel like the vibe is this divine masculine has said, you know, they're sorry, forgive them. You could have even dreamed about the third party. And if not, you've just dreamt about them trying to make this reconciliation with you. Wow, okay, that was quite a lot. But we've got the moon in reverse. So they could be dealing with the Pisces. And if not, still way too much about this situation that you don't know, divine feminine, and that is what terrifies your divine masculine. That makes sense now. That's why they'd rather just pretend all is well in their miserable life. then come forward. It's like they not only lied to you about stuff, but they lied about that stuff. So it's like there's lie on lie. Lies on lies on lies. Racks on racks on racks. Any Kanye fans? But yeah, there's like a lies on lies on lies. And they feel like it's been too long. Too many lies, too many secrets. Or if they've had a relationship with a Pisces, they know they got to tell you about that, or they just know. Wow, for some of you, they could have someone else pregnant. That could be the secret as well. Or they could have a family elsewhere. That won't resonate for everyone, but for some of you, they either had a previous commitment or they went and jumped into a new commitment real quick while the two of you have been separated and realized what a mistake it was. That's not for everyone, but for some of you, like, definitely could have went to Vegas, or they could have had a ring for you and then it could have not worked out with you and they could have went and proposed to someone else. Just like, wow, that's a huge thing. Okay, so if you just tuned in earlier, I had this like message through the cards here that basically your person, they had stuff they were going to do with you, but they did it with someone else to realize that you were their person. So for some of you, that's how they realized you two were meant to be together. Now, for a select few of you, they went as far as to literally marry this other person or propose. And everything went through, and then they realized that their heart isn't feeling the way it should. It's not in it the way it should be. And it's because they've been trying to just move on, just to not think about the connection the two of you shared. 8 of Swords in reverse. And it's like, too, if they propose to someone else, or they're having a family with someone else, anything like that, people around you are aware of this. And so they're terrified because they feel like if they don't come in with the full truth, nothing but the truth, someone else will ruin it anyway. And so they feel like they're treading very lightly. The World in reverse. Absolutely. They feel like if they say or do the wrong thing when it comes to you, that they're just going to lose you for good, and there won't be any more chances, no more reconciliations, no more chances to explain. And it's like you've asked them a few times, for some of you, just to explain everything, and they may not have. The Star. Wow. So this person definitely sees you as the star of their life. And really, it's just like if you're not dealing with an Aquarius, this person knows that no one else's energy even matches close to yours. Like something about the way that you are with them, even just like the way you look at them, you could be very, very much so alluring with those eyes. Something you do to your person. It's just a divine connection, though. You two have this close, intimate bond that, like, when they went out and started hooking up with these other people, it wasn't the same. And so for some of you, wow, this is a really random message. Thanks for the download. For some of you, why they hooked up with up to 9 people is because they kept trying to see if they'd find that feeling they had with you again with someone else, and they didn't every single time. And so they're terribly embarrassed. I mean, that won't be for all DMs, but for a couple of your DMs out there. Meanwhile, Divine Feminine, you could be celibate for the last 2 years, and here this person is being a little promiscuous, and now they have to try and come explain that to you. And for some of you, they want marriage. So they're like, yeah, right, like Divine Feminine's going to take a proposal and the truth. Well, there you go, Ivy Queen. But ultimately, do you want him to? I mean, personally, I feel like a lot of the collective doesn't. 9 of Swords in reverse. That's it. And that's how your DM knows. It's almost like I just keep hearing that song, Too Little, Too Late. Too little, too late. it's just like, I get the feeling, of course, you love your divine masculine. You're willing to forgive. But for some of you, you know you're masculine. You know your masculine either wasn't safe when they were hooking up with these people, or they're careless. They could have went out and got multiple feminines pregnant, or just been hooking up with all those people without being safe, without worrying about their health. And now my ear just started ringing big time. So absolutely, for some of you, that's it. And so divine feminine, that's a warning message as well. If they don't come back with the absolute truth, do not put yourself in a position that this person could be selfish and bring you down with them for being careless again. Because it's always been that you've been a step ahead of your masculine when it comes to maturity, when it comes to opening up about the relationship. It's not to say that your masculine is not mature, but when it comes to honesty and commitment, we all know that a lot of you collective, you've been the one that's been honest and loyal to your person, and your masculine has been running from the connection and non-committal. And for some of you, dishonest. Withholding things. Withholding things is the same thing as lying. Twisting things is the same thing as lying. The Chariot. So for some of you, they were dealing with a Cancer on the side. And if not, this is you. You left the situation a long time ago, not wanting to go back. Okay, for a very select few of you, they could have definitely gotten someone pregnant. Four of Cups. Yeah, Four of Cups. And the Hierophant. So when they do come back, they're going to want a marriage, but I'm going to close it out with that because that's just getting messy. Just so you know, they have other options and possibly are still either holding on to those options or they have something with someone else. Up to 9 people. Major message. But they want to come back for commitment. So just a heads up for you guys. So we're going to leave that there because that was not where I expected this reading to go. Tower moment. So you know what? Look at that. Tower moment at the bottom of the deck. So what's going to keep happening? There's your answer. It's like until your masculine comes forward and at least makes the closure with you. Doesn't necessarily mean the two of you are going to get back together. But once they come forward and actually have that conversation with you, then the end of the tower moments will be there. But until then, when they keep avoiding it and running away and essentially running from your connection, the more they're going to experience those reality calls, wake up calls, however you want to put it. So thank you so much to everyone that tuned in. Welcome to everyone new. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and like the video and subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber or member, welcome back. Thank you so much as always for the support. Means a lot. And sending light and blessings to everyone. And till next time with these updates, just know that your person's realized what they did, but it's like they've got themselves in their own mess and they're kind of just wallowing in it right now. They're not really making any moves towards ya. And for those that they do, just make sure they're being honest with you. That's all you can do because you deserve that. So thank you so much, everyone. And I hope everyone in the chats as well takes care. It was so good to see all the comments in there. I'm glad everything resonated.